It disappeared. It disappeared. It disappeared. It disappeared. It disappeared. It disappeared. A fine, full, dignified beard.
So yeah, this story right here is definitely 110% Chuck Reeves. All right. So when Stitches was new and Stitches had just come out and everything was fucking, I'm gonna put a brick in your face and I'm gonna tell you what to do with it. There was a lot of whatever different opinions on him. So he's coming to town. So the local promoter here booked him and he's coming to Providence. And my deal was, shit, man, if this is really who this dude Stitches is and his real truth and what he's living is this coke dealer, motherfucking crazy ass tattooed face. If this is really this dude, then cool. I'm into it. Not only if I'm into it, but I'll also support it. Because if that's really your fucking truth, then I'm really, really about it. All right. It's funny, Steve brings up little Phil in the chat. As the show approached, there was an article that came out in one of those Miami fucking county papers about little Phil and the little Phil phenomenon and how little Phil is the son of a Miami-Dade sheriff's deputy, and little Phil went to private school, and little Phil's a fucking clown shoe and an asshole, and this ain't him. And then stories started popping out about his shows, about how he was showing up late as shit and not performing for the whole thing, and how he was making a mess of the club with his fucking bag of flour, pretending it was cocaine, and amongst other problems he was fucking doing. I told him, show up on time. Don't be throwing flour around the club. If you want to do some yak, we'll do some yak. We're not going to have any problems, whatever. So I told him all this on Instagram where I knew he would see it because I knew that he was active on that motherfucker. So I show up at the club the day of the show, and little Phil's already there. Stitches is already up in that motherfucker. Yeah, I was talking about little Phil's dad. Little Phil's dad is a cop. He's a fucking Miami-Dade sheriff's deputy, apparently. But so little Phil comes to town, and Chuck shows up to host the show. I do get an L for that. Thanks for assigning me an L. I was doing that anyway. So I show up there to the fucking club. Stitches is already there. Good sign, right? Not fucking really. I approach the front door and the promoter's there, and he says to me, Stitches and them don't want you to host. And I was like, all right, well, that's fucking fine. I don't care. I was like, but you're going to pay me what my money, and then I'll go home. Well, no, just go talk to them. Just go talk to them, work it out. Okay. So I go walking back, and I got my sponsor, Joe Brawler, the owner of Brawlers Inc. Clothing Company. So me and him go walking back there, him behind me more or less, just in case something was to happen. And I asked the promoter, who's back there? And he says to me, Stitches and his road guy, and that's it. So I go walking back there, and I literally just walk right in the backstage. Now, that was my first mistake. Now, understand this is a club I had worked in a lot. I've been in and out of this fucking club a bunch of times, in and out of that green room. As far as I'm concerned, it was my fucking green room too. So I didn't feel the need to knock. But the fact I didn't knock, and I just went barging in there, and he may have already felt threatened, may have not been the smartest idea. So I go walking back there. It's not just Stitches and his road guy. It's Stitches and his road manager and about 8 or 9 of his fucking, I don't even know what you would call them, but none of them had shirts or shoes on, and they all looked like they were from fucking South Florida. I essentially walked into the fucking Lion's Den with no prior knowledge. Everybody stands up. They kind of fucking semicircle my ass. I got Stitches in front of me, and then I got Stitches' fucking road manager kind of to the right of him a little bit. Stitches got in my face. You got something you want to fucking say? You got something to say? You said something to me on Instagram? Now, understand that anybody who's seen fucking Stitches live, this dude is like 6'5". He's like pounds. He's a kind of a big dude. I know Whack 100 knocked him the fuck out. I know he's a bum. But I also know that he's a large character and his hands kind of look like canned hams when he makes fists. So I'm looking up at this dude because I'm only like 5'6", 5'5" if I stretch in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking up at this dude and he could easily have put hand, feet, elbows, and heads on me and just ended my situation. But during this conversation, instead of going for that route, this motherfucking little pussy pulls out like a nickel-plated 22, a little pea shooter out of his fucking pocket. I've gotten shot with larger guns than that, I'm pretty sure. Like, it was literally the type of thing, he pulls out this little bullshit piece on me. And it's like, well, we can handle this like this so we can be gangsters. And he proceeds to like cock it in a real threatening manner. Now, at this point, I know he's fucking not going to do anything. Because what are you going to do? You're going to shoot me in the green room of a club that I work at in a city you don't know. So I kind of looked at him and his road dude, and I says to him, I said, did you get paid yet? Because I knew the promoter hadn't given them any money yet, because the promoter didn't have any of the money from any of the acts or anybody at the door or the bar or any of the money to pay the motherfucker. All of a sudden, I see the realization come over his manager's face. And it's just like, and he took the gun from him. And then it becomes, oh, there's no problem, and handshakes, and I'm walking out of the room. But for real, he wasn't going to do anything to me. It was one of the most, it should have been scary, but at the end, it turned out far funnier. Because the minute he pulled that gun, I knew that motherfucker was not going to do a goddamn thing to me. Because he could have easily have done worse to me with his hands than he would have been able to do with that gun. And that gun would have drawn way more attention to what he did. And the whole situation was wonky. He would have had to have made it out of the club, down the street to his truck, and then out of my town before my people got down there. And there's only one way out. And it's traffic as fuck that time of day. So good fucking luck getting out of Providence before motherfuckers on bikes come up and snuff you out. I still hear about this Stitches shit sometimes. I was dealing with a club in Providence by the name of Fett, and they got a booking email from his people, and they wanted to know about if they wanted to book him here. And they were like, well, we had a problem with a guy, and he got a gun pulled on him, and I'm, whatever, man. It's another fucking day at the office. At least I didn't like have to put hands. I wouldn't have tried to put hands on him. That's a giant motherfucker. I see somebody put HGH. There you go. That's what Knothead knows. He probably on that HGH. Him and fucking Riff Raff. Like, Riff Raff went from being a goddamn string bean to being the greatest American hero and shit. I genuinely enjoyed Brick in Your Face too. I think everybody did. We all love that dude. Like, if that was really who that was, if he was really this crazy fucking South Florida coke dealer, of course we love him. Everybody loves the coke dealer. Nobody really knows about that story except for people in Providence. So anybody from outside Providence trying to tell you that story doesn't know shit. That's what I mean. It was like pulling a BB gun. It was the dumbest fucking thing. Like, I like Riff Raff, but he's definitely on that HGH. If anybody saw that Hot Ones with the dude on it, he went full burly boy. And like, he was just sweating giant HGH fucking Barry Bonds ass muscles. Motherfucker. Stay off the juice, Riff Raff. You were funny or small. That's what I'll say. He is entertaining as fuck. I'd love to do a show with Riff Raff. Neon Panda. Hells yeah. No way. Neither one of those guys is legit. But at least Stitches, I didn't see Stitches as ever be a skinny dude. Like, I saw what Riff Raff used to look like. So I know he was on something. Thank you for the beard compliment. Stitch's head's doing that Barry Bond shit too. I know. Those motherfuckers look like fucking, they look like mascot versions of themselves. It looks like they're in a suit of themselves. But Riff Raff doesn't have a neck anymore. It's Trap's to ears. That's it. He ain't even got a jawline. It's all traps. Trapezoids? Is that what they're called? Yeah. It's all traps and then ears. Up. Burly boy. Yo. Craziness.